Hello everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe Tuolov. Here's your AEW Dynamite review. Go Home Show edition for AEW Revolution, which takes place on Sunday night. Pay-per-view should be a fun card, but the pay-per-view build-up has been pretty, I would say, a bit lazy as of late. Unlike recent pay-per-views and the build-up has been not what could be, and I think it's affected pay-per-view, which, look, it should be fun pay-per-view on Sunday, but, when it comes to the build-up, has been quite there, which I can tell is a bit frustrating to fans, and understandable from my perspective. AEW Dynamite could have been much better on Wednesday, but wasn't. It just wasn't. And it's very unfortunate, but there were some bright spots on Dynamite Wednesday with the Face of Revolution ladder match. That was great. Chris Cage, Jack Perry, their promo. Brian Nelson, the promo he cut on MJF, that was very good. Hangman Moxley had some sound bites ahead of their Texas Death Match on Sunday, but everything else felt so. But nonetheless, I'll go over it all much as possible. But last, thank you for joining me. If you're new to podcasts, you want to see more of AEW reviews, pro wrestling reviews, etc., click the subscription, click the subscribe, help out the video, and find the videos all on the homepage. There you go. And find when I also click that bell to find out when I exactly upload. So, there you go. Excuse me. First thing, before I get into the review, is the Battle Royal. The Battle Royal and the ladder match. Two biggest things on Wednesday's edition Dynamite. If there was a thing that really dragged down, or if people are remembering Dynamite in a bad way, it's certainly how the Battle Royal ended on Dynamite. Because look, the Battle Royal last week was really upset a lot of people, considering, first of all, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, how they were the victors in that match. And then we come to find out on Dynamite that Danhausen and Orange Cassidy they win that match. I mean, if there's one sour taste people have going to this pay-per-view, and it's unfortunate, but the tag match is certainly there. The tag match and the women's match, I mean, the way those have been built up is really unfortunate because, in all honesty, it should have been the Guns versus the Acclaimed on or at Revolution. But the fact is, it's not going to be that way. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, those guys are involved. Silly. Just silly. Yeah. And the fact is, we saw the Guns briefly on Dynamite. That's the odd thing. We saw the Guns briefly, and we didn't see the Acclaimed at all. So, pretty odd to say the least. Yeah. But the ladder match, in a way, was my favorite. Because, it was dangerous. It was fun. Definitely one of the better ladder matches as of late. With who were involved, that was fun. Now, the ending. Powerhouse Hobbs. Sounds like he's gonna get a crack at the TNT title next week, which we're gonna get Samoa Joe versus Wardlow at Revolution. And it sounds like Wardlow is going to win the title on Sunday. And then pretty much he's going to face Hobbs to rekindle that feud on next week's Dynamite, which, should be a good match. But again, Hobbs needed a win, and he got that win Wednesday. And assuming Wardlow wins the title on Wednesday, it's pretty much booking yourselves into another corner because, pretty much either Wardlow's gonna have a short reign, or, of course, Hobbs' momentum he got and shine off that win the ladder match is just going to go away for a loss to Wardlow, and that isn't right. Or to Samoa Joe. It sucks because honestly I don't want to see Joe lose that title. Joe has been great as TNT champion, but for him to lose that title, right now, for a guy that's been hot and cold, it sucks. It really sucks. And don't have another way to say it. But it's true. But nonetheless, we'll go over the review. Again, some good stuff and some stuff that could have been better. So let's get into it. So, show started off with Orange Cassidy versus Big Bill. For the All-Atlantic Championship. Was a good match start, Big Bill Morrissey has been great since coming over from, first of all, the way he's put himself in since leaving WWE, going on the Indies, getting himself in great shape, having a solid run in Impact, and to be here in AEW, I think is great. Morrissey, has definitely gotten better in the ring. If we can just change his name, possibly get Enzo on AEW. If not, just pair him with Stokely Hathaway or something else. That would definitely be great for him because he has the look and he has now the in-ring work to now back it up in AEW, but he had chokeslam to Orange Cassidy through a table on the outside. Cassidy, after a while, he fired back with Suicida, knocking Stokely into, after Stokely took out Danhausen, sent Stokely into Big Bill, and then hit an orange punch which knocked Big Bill into the steps, and then in the ring hit 3 orange punches and the one from the top rope on Bill. Cover 1, 2, 3, and Orange Cassidy gets win. Could have done a better job at, making Bill seem more like a beast with the finish, but OC wins. Jon Moxley. He had a very good soundbite from last week. After he's busted open by Hangman, he cut his soundbite on the stairs as his right side of his face was just pouring blood. Hell of a visual and hell of a soundbite. As Moxley says, he does this because he likes it, and that Texas Death, there's only room for one of them, Hangman, and he will not survive. I mean, a great soundbite again by Jon Moxley. So, hell of a. It's going to be great. It's going to be great Texas Death Match on Sunday. The House of Black. So, another match that personifies the lack of booking and build up towards this pay-per-view. The Elite. They were about to make their entrance, probably head to the ring. On the stage, lights go out. The Elite gets beaten up. Lights come back on. The House of Black are shown with the trio titles as the Elite is laid out. Match was confirmed the other day, Again, should be another fun match, but this is the biggest match they could do for the trio titles, and the build has not been there, and I think we can all agree. Face the Revolution ladder match. This was definitely the best match we can all say on the card. So, this was wild. I mean, you had Kingston there, you had Takeshita, Ortiz, just a lot of guys. You had Guevara in there, you had Andretti, Hobbs. Definitely a stellar young group of talent. And you also had Commander, who, Luchador, who I never heard of or haven't seen wrestle yet. His AEW debut, he certainly had some hectic spots in this match, which were crazy to see. I'll try to go over this match as best as possible. So, Andretti hit a Fosbury's flop on Guevara on the outside. Commander. So, this was one of the crazy spots. So, after AR Fox hit moonsault to the outside, Commander, he did a tightrope from one of the top rope sections of the ring all the way across, jumped to another section of the ropes, and then hit a dive onto everyone on the outside, which again looked crazy. So, Hobbs hit a deathfell driver off the apron to Fox to a ladder that was bridged to the apron. So, Fox was on the receiving end of two of the crazy spots of this match. Andretti, this was dangerous. So, a ladder was bridged from the ropes to a ladder that was set up in the middle of the ring. Andretti and Sammy Guevara were trading shots on this ladder. And Andretti tried to go for a Falcon Arrow, but I'm guessing to the bridge ladder, but it looked like Andretti slipped and he dropped Guevara, and Guevara's head clipped the ladder because he was holding his head, and it looked like Andretti landed on the bridge ladder. It could have been much worse. But nonetheless, it looked brutal, and thankfully both guys are okay. That wasn't their only crazy spot of the match. So I mentioned Hobbs hit a Death Valley driver to Fox on this bridge ladder. On the same ladder, Commander, again with tightrope success, he walked the tightrope on another top rope and did a shooting star press to Fox on this ladder, which, I mean, again, had to have sucked for Fox, but he certainly took a beating. And then a crazy spot here as Commander went for the ring, but on a bridge ladder, but Takeshita appeared behind him. A Saint Blue Thunder Bomb from the bridge ladder to the ring, which basically took Commander out of the rest of the match. Brutal. So, Takeshita, he was definitely cheered on in this match. He and Andretti were on the top of the ladder. Daniel Garcia, he interfered and shoved both off the ladder, helping Guevara. And then Andretti was set on this ladder on the outside. And Guevara had Jeff Hardy-like swanton off this big ladder on the outside, threw Andretti through this ladder, which took Andretti out for the rest of the match. So, good stuff there. And then as Guevara was being helped up on ladder set up in the middle ring, Takeshita took out both, and it seemed like Takeshita was going to win this match. Out of nowhere, Hobbs appears in the ring, basically pounced the ladder and Takeshita. Takeshita fell. The ladder, one side of the ladder was bent. So, yeah, one side of the ladder was bent under Hobbs' force, and some of the referees had to come in and hold down the ladder as Hobbs climbed up this ladder, took off the brass ring, and won the Face of the Revolution ladder match in what was a wild and fun ladder match, to say the least. Definitely fun. Again, Hobbs needed to win. He got it, but again, it seemed like next week it's too soon. So we'll see. Then we go from that big match to Chris Jericho versus Pierre Avalon. I mean, short, but I mean, Pierre Avalon getting offense on Chris Jericho. Only for Chris Jericho to get a code breaker, simple 1, 2, 3, and Jericho gets the win. Afterwards, Ricky Starks came out for a save. Got beat down by the JS. Hopefully Ricky Starks wins on Sunday night and then goes on to something more, because we know big Ricky Starks momentum has to be. So we'll see. We'll see. Hangman Page. He had a pre-recorded soundbite as he was outside documenting how Moxley's beat up his friends, but he still has friends and he still has stuff to make him happy, whereas Hangman says the only thing to make him happy is to be Moxley on Sunday night. So, unless he says in Texas that you either live or you die. And Hangman told Moxley he ain't done living. So, great stuff by Hangman. I mean, it seems like, hopefully, Hangman wins on Sunday and it's the next challenger, perhaps for MJF. So, that will be a joy to see. Certainly fun to see, because we have not seen them beef yet for a title. I mean, they were the last two in that Battle Royal at the first Double or Nothing, the first AEW pay-per-view, to qualify for that inaugural AEW World Title match. So there was that. They were in a 4-way match, I remember, at the first Fyter Fest, and they were the first two to fight for the Dynamite Diamond Ring the first time. So they certainly got history, and for that to come full circle, that would be fun to see. Because we know, obviously, the shortage of competitors cannot be there for MJF in his title run. This was another fun part of the show. Renee Paquette welcomed Christian Cage. Christian Cage, good to see him back. Certainly adds a bunch to the show. Was fun to see him out there. Christian documented, well, he isn't done with Jungle Boy Jack Perry as yet. And he talked about how Perry knowing that he wants to win a singles championship this year, Christian said over his dead body, as he plans to win the championship in 2023. And he said how his generation treats this business now like a video game. And that's joke and that's accurate. And Christian touted how he treats this business as a ATM account and he's not done milking it dry. So he challenges him to a fight on Sunday. And he touted all he has is movie star good looks and no talent hack like his father. All of a sudden the lights go out again. And it's a video of Jungle Boy Jack Perry digging a grave. Video shown of Christian beating up Jungle Boy last week. And he was shedding tears. All of a sudden we see a tombstone of Christian Cage. Well, sounds like it's from this visual, or we thought from the visual it could be something else, but was confirmed by AEW. Yeah, no holds barred match on Sunday between Jack Perry and Christian Cage. You know, this match, the main event, and the Texas Death Match, all three fun stories. But the other 5 matches have really been a bummer. So, we'll see. We'll see. House of Black, well, I gotta go over Matt Hardy for his hook. Hardy hit a side effect for 2. Hook locked in the red rum. There was that. So, yeah. The best thing is hearing Hook while seeing Hook wrestle, hearing his dad call his matches. Certainly enjoy. House of Black, they cut a backstage vignette about the Elite and the Trios titles. And Joey Hart said, "See you guys at Revolution," as they laid down the tiles. Not much to say. Although I've already said it's gonna be a great match, but yeah. Toni Storm vs. Riho. Decent match. Cool to see Riho back, but the way this finished, Toni had hip attack for 2, rolled by Riho for a win. Clearly this women's match was not a great priority. Definitely wasn't great. As far as the pay-per-view build, all I can say. The Casino Battle Royal, I will say, for a part, I did. See, here's the thing. With the Tag Team Battle Royal last week, you already had everybody. With the Casino Battle Royal, you know, there's the intervals of when they came in. So you thought, okay, maybe this won't be as clustered, but when you don't have many eliminations to start, I mean, the ring just got flowed and flowed and flowed, and then after a while, it seems like it just feels like the same match last week. Just basically, you didn't have Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, you had the Kingdom pretty much, and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Now, Maria Kanellis. Now, I love all of them, but it obviously poses a problem because, you know, Ring of Honor, they're Ring of Honor, and you don't really want to see Ring of Honor anymore on AEW. Especially now that AEW or Ring of Honor is getting their own TV time now. So, here's that, but yeah. Do over it best I can. So, the Dark Order was ambushed by the Blackpool Combat Club to start, and you wonder, will they be turning heel is certainly a question. Certainly a question, because the way this started, I don't think that was a babyface-like way to start. Then Preston Vance and Lucha Brothers, Aussie Open. I mean, looking at all this talent, and Dark Order was eliminated. Top Flight then came in. Matt Menard was eliminated. Another team I want to see more of, I said so much. The Kingdom and was next. Vance and Rush were eliminated. Orange. Do you think about the Casino Battle Royal? There was no Joker for the Battle Royal, which is also a letdown. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, because the best friends were apparently not medically clear. Yeah. So, Butcher and Blade were last. I actually was hoping they were going to win this match, because it came down to them and OC and Danhausen. And Danhausen eliminated them both. So, yeah. Good thing that didn't end the show, because Bryan Danielson cut this, I will say, I enjoyed that they finished the show with this. Bryan and MJF, because that's the most important thing on the show, or on the pay-per-view. So, what better way to end it? But mostly Bryan, so he was fired up. So MJF was up there, and he did not get one word in. Bryan, he just sucked his guns up. Talked about MJF being entitled and deserving. Bryan said point blank the only thing he deserves is his fiance leaving him, which obviously, second point. And he basically warned MJF, if you don't bring it on Sunday night for 60 minutes. Because his dream now is to be AEW World Champion. And that is the kick, or that heel kick is leaping, heading. They were prepared for that, so. And MJF looked suspicious. Not a cowardly look, but certainly a kind of look. Whereas Brian looked all serious, and I would say a heck of a way to. It wasn't a great. It wasn't a very good home show, but it did have its good moments, and again, glad that Brian MJF was the final things we saw. So good stuff. But yeah, so AEW Revolution is on Sunday night, so should have a review potentially either Monday or Tuesday, one of those 2 days. But we'll have a Revolution review on sometime early next week, in a couple days. So yeah, but keep your eyes up for that, as well as the AEW Dynamite review for next week. But alas, guys, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, click that like button in the corner, leave a thumbs up, help out the video, help out the channel. But thank you all, be safe. I made Joe Tone Love, and out here, peace.